Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to take staples out of an upholstered chair, an upholstered seat. We're going to use a butter knife, and then we're also going to use these types of pliers, which are actually jewelry pliers. I don't know what they're called, but they have this sharp edge here. It looks a little bit like the cuticle clippers, but obviously for jewelry, they're wire cutters. And these pliers here that are bent, but you can use any type of plier, and you can actually just use this to pull it up. As long as you don't pinch it too hard, the staples, you can just pull it right up, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to use a butter knife as well in case you don't have these tools. But you might wanna have pliers anyway, because unless you do it perfectly with the butter knife, you're gonna have an issue. So let's turn this over. And let's zoom into one of these staples here. Okay, so this one's not too bad. You can just ease your knife right underneath. And you see how that was easy to take out. And then you can sort of leverage your finger on one side and pull it up from the other side. Okay, so that one's done. Now, we can do the same to the next staple. See? These staples are actually pretty loose. I want to give you an idea of taking out one that's really in there. But as you can see, if you have staples that are pretty loose, they're going to be fine to take out with a butter knife. Now let's try a difficult one. This one you can see it's really in there. Gonna try and wedge our knife right underneath, and you see how I got my knife underneath, and then you're gonna go from side to side because you want to pull the sides out evenly, okay? You don't want one side to get stuck in there, especially if you just have a butter knife, because then if you don't have pliers, you're not gonna be able to get that staple out. Okay, let's try another difficult one. This one's, I mean, these are actually all pretty good. Let's get this one. This one's really in here. Okay, you just wedge your knife underneath there bit by bit, and there you go, I got it. And then you're gonna put your finger there to sort of try and get each end out individually. All right, you wanna get it out, each side out evenly. Like I know I keep repeating myself, but that's really important. And then, so see, this one's out all the way. So what I want to do is put the knife underneath. You can see it's out other way. Press the staple down on this side with your thumb, and then you're going to be turning your knife like that, all right, to get the other side on. So you're getting leverage against this wooden part and then pulling it up, okay? And then it comes right up. I'll show you one more, and then we're gonna move on to doing these with the pliers. Let me get another difficult one, more or less. Well, there weren't a lot of difficult ones on this one. Okay, here we go. This one, and by difficult, I mean that it's really in there, okay? So this one's really in there. Okay, but little by little, you just squeeze your knife in there and you press, and you're going like this as you're going underneath, turning your knife side to side. And then this one, I have one side that's pretty much all the way out. So I want to make sure I get the other side of that staple to come out as well. So I'm pressing down on this side and then pulling it up. Okay, so I think that's pretty good on how to get the staples out with this. And then we're gonna use some pliers next. So we're gonna use something like this. I'm gonna show you how to get it out. So I would just pinch it in the middle. Just make sure to try not to cut the staple, and that just comes right up, okay? And then you can continue pulling it up with the same wire cutter. Okay, let's do another one. And I like getting, with the wire cutters, I like getting one side at a time. And then you're just sort of turning. Turning your tool side to side. That's it, because you don't want to cut into the staple and then have something that you need to cut out. You don't want a staple pulled out. So now I'm going to be using the pliers. Okay, and these staples are already almost all the way out. So you can imagine yourself pulling some of them out most of the way with this, or some of the way, or just a little bit of the way, just enough to be able to pull them up with your pliers. Okay, I'm going to now pull back so you can see the whole process. And I got lucky with this particular seat because all the staples are not all of them, but quite a few of them are in there haphazardly. So they have one of the ends of the staples are a little bit bent and out of the seat already, so that makes it easier for me. But for those that aren't, I think that one was good. Yes, you can use the knife method, and you can also use the wire cutter method or try with the pliers. So this one's hard to get, so I'm gonna use the wire cutters, to pull the staple out, and I'm doing my turning motion. And then I'm gonna pull it the rest of the way out the other side with the pliers. Okay, and we're gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna use the knife just to show you another knife. Pulling it out with the knife, there we go. Then I'm gonna pull it the rest of the way with my pliers. Okay, so there's quite a few methods that you can use with different tools. I'm very about using what you got. Okay, so for my first seat, I did not remember that I had these pliers and wire cutters. Those were for my jewelry. So, so I was using the butter knife, because I was like, we're gonna make this work one way or another, and I don't want to buy a bunch of tools for these seats because I don't know when I'm gonna be reupholstering a whole other thing. So there we go. The first time I did this, it took me a long time to get the staples out, about an hour, maybe longer. Actually, I did it for some time, then I got tired and I started again the next day. So, but now that I know what I'm doing, I got the hang of it, it comes off pretty easy. So don't give up if the first time seems tedious and exhausting. Just keep at it, and then by the time you get to your second or third chair, you're gonna be a pro. Not that, matters once you get to the end, but it does feel awesome to get it done pretty quickly. Okay, and there we go. That's my nope, I have 2 more staples. Shall we try the butter knife again? Because these are 2 really good ones, because these are really in there. So I think they're the perfect example on the fact that you can do it with a butter knife. Okay, so I'm moving my butter knife side to side. Perfect. Okay, this one's really in there, so I'm gonna push on my knife right here to get it down. If I wasn't showing you this, I would just be doing it with my wire cutters, because my wire cutters get right in there. But the knife works fine too, okay? So I'm moving it from side to side. At this point, I would prefer to use the pliers, but let's see if we can get the other side out with the knife. This one I kind of messed up on because I pulled it out. Oh, I was able to get it by leveraging it. Okay, but that was pretty hard, so you want to make sure, take your time, go slow, and make sure you get both sides up. I got a little excited there and started going really fast. Okay, so this is done. We can take off this top part. I'm gonna get up here. And that took all of 10 minutes. Okay, you can see the other side. And if you want, well, now we're getting into another video, but you can replace this top part if you want. I'm not gonna do that because it's in good shape, even if it's a little wrinkly here. Let's get on to the second part of this video where I'm gonna show you how to reupholster this chair. First, I'm gonna show you how to load your staple gun.